Welcome to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Tonight is a really great night. That is why I'm celebrating. Took a step up to some really nice Kentucky bourbon. I believe this is Blanton's really nice Kentucky bourbon whiskey. Enjoying that. Very smooth. Love how it falls over the palate. Has a caramel nose to it. Really nice taste. Great flavor there. The celebration is for a myriad of reasons. Number one, the sweatshop balled the fuck out tonight. Had an awesome showing from a lot of the brothers and sisters actually here in the DFS sweatshop. Just real quick, I wanted to shout some guys out, man, because I mean, these guys, awesome, just awesome stuff we saw from these cats in the DFS sweatshop. We're gonna start with the homie Mike and Patsy. Now this dude, he is no stranger to the king of the sweatshop on nights like this. He's no stranger to that. He took home a grand total of $10,400. Really nice showing from him. Had one of the best lineups that I've seen all night. 372 DraftKings points. And we had almost every guy in our player pool that he had in his lineup, with the exception of Bebe Noguera. That was a really nice play there. Big homie, I love how you did that. We're gonna talk about Big Dub 2020, another guy that's been the king before. Had a great showing, took down first place in the NBA 3K and won. That was a really nice showing from him. 363.25 DraftKings points for first place. Nice showing there. The other homie, Mr. Polite 23, very great showing from him. 359.5 DraftKings points. Took it 38th overall in the 300K 4-point play, the big tournament on DraftKings. Really nice showing from him. And all of these guys have something in common. They got the logo, they down with the sweatshop, and they chop it up in the VIP. That is what I'm talking about, man. Cats are winning. We're winning. Me, myself, had a profitable night. Didn't really crush the way I wanted to. I was in position. I was in the driver's seat for quite some time because I faded Russell Westbrook. And then out of nowhere, because the dude had like 35 points or some shit, like in the third quarter, I think. And then out of nowhere, he just starts like hitting threes. And he was hitting like 8-pointers, I guess, because the shit was fucking ridiculous. Next thing you know, he's got 80 points. I'm ran down. I got just a little bit. I got my buy-in back and just a little bit more than that. So there's nothing to complain about. Now, some more good news we're going to talk about. Oh, we can't forget about C Breezy, though. And if I do this, I'll be doing this all day long. C Breezy took his chances in a $250 double up, man. It takes money to make money. Went out, and he is wedged between some of the quote-unquote best DFS players in the world, some guys from the bigger sites, and he is in second place right there with him. So that's what we do. Like, no other community, bro, does what we do. Check Twitter. You'll see people, oh man, we've got a winner here at this DFS Circle network, and it's like a guy won $2. Oh, we got another one, the guy won 2, and it's the same fucking lineup. But when we post, when we come out, you see what's happening, and it's all different shit, different lineups. A lot of cores are the same, but the other guys are different, and cats are winning money. One dude was like, yo, I just won 15 grand. My subscription to the website was $15. Let me buy somebody else's subscription. I paid for how many subscriptions with my 15,000? So for 50 cents a day, 2-quarter lineups, you can get access to some of the best DFS minds in the game. Because you think it's the core 4. I need the core 4. I need his core 4. You don't need my core 4. You need your own. You need the strategy. You need the roster building strategy. How we break it down. How we start from a player pool, shrink it down to the core 4, and then how we go and add those other 4 players. That's what you need. That's what you need to become a profitable DFS player, especially if you're just starting out. So this is perfect for guys that are, either DFS savvy and want to hone in on the skill some, or guys just starting out, either or. We've got 2 groups. They are both thriving. We've got one group with a lot of the new guys in it that some of the more experienced guys are in there helping those guys out every day, and we see they're cashing in there. Then we've got the VIP group, the guys that came over from YouTube with me that have been with me since day one. Like, this shit is popping, bro. It's popping. More good news. Well, it's good and bad news. I'll give you the bad news first. You want the bad news first? The bad news is the website is going to be shut down starting tonight. The website is going dark. The good news is you all have done so much for me, for my family, for my daughters, my wife, for all of us, for each other, that we are able to launch a new website. I've got a brand new website that we are relaunching. If you're already down, don't worry about it. It's not going to cost you anything. You're fine. You're just going to have to move. You're not going to have to move. We're moving the website over to the new one, and it's going to be fine. Logins, everything is going to be fine. You're good, right? And this is a very nice website. I'm very proud of the construction of it. Of course, I had a hand in every detail of building the new website, and we've got some really cool tools coming to you, from more in-depth articles and writing, more editorial type stuff. We've also got our optimization tools coming. Yes, yes. Aren't you tired of paying blah 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 blah, blah for the optimizer from the people that don't even want you to win? Aren't you tired of buying? Aren't you tired of giving your money to the 10% of people that are winning all the DFS money, for them to give you their information so that you don't get the 10%, or the 90% of the money that they're winning? Aren't you tired of that? Fuck with me. Get with us. We've got everything coming to you, man. Our new optimizer is going to be out. We're looking at 2 weeks before we really get everything up and running on the new website. But the website is going to be open, and it's going to be new. It's going to be fresh for you Monday. But when we get our optimization stuff on there, man, we're gonna take it to a whole new level. We're gonna take the quality and everything to a whole new level. But guess what? We're not gonna take to another level. The price. It's still gonna cost 2 quarter lineups a day for a month for you to get the top-notch DFS knowledge, real shit that's gonna really help you and help you to profit like these cats are. So, more good news. My wife and I, we're going to Atlanta on the 29th to watch the Knicks and the Hawks game. So if you're in Atlanta and you're a fan of the show, man, or you just want to get up and fuck with me, man, my wife's never been to Atlanta. I've been there a couple times. You want to show us around the city? We're game. We ain't on no swinger shit now. We ain't on no swinger shit because my wife fine and I can't have nobody else hit my wife. But we ain't on the swinger shit. But we definitely would love to get up with some cool people and take a trip around the city, man, and see what's happening, right? So, more good news is, just want to thank you guys for all you've been doing, man. I'm not going to do a regular show for tonight just because we've got that choppy slate. We've got a choppy 8-game slate tomorrow. It's going to be 2 4-gamers, like an early and a late on DraftKings, but you do on FanDuel have a complete slate, right? And so definitely you can take advantage of that. But you know what we do on 4 5 games or less, we are stacking. So we're not doing spreadsheets because the website's going to be dark tomorrow. We're going to really resume everything, pick it back up, and go running real hard with it on Monday. So, man, just thank you so much for everything that you've been doing, man, and giving me this voice here on YouTube, which has turned into, a way for me to, add another stream of revenue for my family. So thank y'all so very much. But I cannot let you go without doing at least my Core 4 review. This is where I tell you about some guys that I played last night. We're going to talk about Jimmy Butler was one of them. Isaiah Thomas was in the Core 4. Miles Turner was in the Core 4, as well as Darren Williams. This Core 4 should have brought me back, in theory, 183 DraftKings points. They brought back 165. But I paid down on a couple guys. The Darren Williams actually was one of the guys I paid down on, so I could pay up for other people. And once the news started breaking, man, it was very hard for me, to juggle and get back and really tweak the lineups the way I wanted to, especially my Core 4. Because my Core 4 was set. I loved a couple of guys in that Detroit-Portland game. Most notably, Miles Plumlee was like my safe center play. I loved him, and I couldn't roster him because the game got postponed. But whatever, it happens. It happens, and that's why we've got to stay really close to whatever news conduit that we have when it comes to an hour before lock. We've got to do that. If you're not going to be able to be where you can get that information an hour before lock heading into it, you're not going to be profitable, man. You've got to set aside that time if you're going to be a profitable DFS player. And then the next thing we do, I've got to do this because we do this every night. This is where we talk about our feature 4 players of the night. These are the 4 most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS sweatshop, on the Facebook VIP, in Twitter. This is where it all goes down. A lot of it for good, some for bad reasons. We're going to start with the who that scoring all the points over there player tonight? This is going to go to Marcus Smart. This dude, 4.5K, 36% owned. Everybody was on him. He went out and scored 44.25 DraftKings points, and an excellent showing from him. I knew you had him. If you smart enough to watch this show, you had Marcus Smart in your lineups. I just know you did. Cool. All right. Next player we're going to talk about is the how did I miss that play tonight? Now this is a guy who went very low owned. To say that we had this was probably like a 5-game slate because we knew we didn't want too much to do with that San Antonio shit. We didn't want too much to do with that Atlanta and Dallas shit. And of course, the game got taken away from us. The Detroit and Portland game got taken away from us. So this was pretty much a 5-game slate. So that's why it was so the lineups were so condensed, and there was like 20 points between 20 grand and $100. So this guy is a guy who separated you. If you did have him, man, and I missed him, I didn't have him anywhere. We're talking about DeMar DeRozan, 11% owned on this type of slate is really good for a guy that scores 54 points at 8K. That's why you tonight, DeMar, are the how did I miss that play tonight. The next guy I'm going to talk about is the heat check play tonight, and it can only go to one person, man. Only one person can be tonight's heat check play tonight. Anytime you are priced up that high, 12.9K, and you go out and you fucking obliterate 6X value, you are the fucking man. You're the heat check player tonight. Triple-double. You went out and did it, and there's just no way that I should have completely faded this dude. And we talk about this all the time. It's just so hard. I'm so cheap. It's so hard for me to pay up for this guy especially because he's usually the most expensive guy on the slate. And I was more of a fan of Anthony Davis because that definitely allowed me to get other people. But once all of the value started breaking, we knew that Nurkic was going to be, playing and starting for Jokic, and we knew, so much value had been opening up in different spots. We knew all that. Then fuck yeah, everybody went in on Russell Westbrook, and I should have too. I had him in one lineup, but I mean I consider that a fade. Out of 10 lineups on 2 sites, FanDuel and DraftKings, that's 20 lineups on 2 sites. I had him in one of them, and it was the one on FanDuel. I cashed. So now we get to that one motherfucker, and it always pains me when the one motherfucker we have to talk about is a motherfucker from the core 4. This is you with your snowflake ass, you sideshow Bob looking motherfucker with that bullshit ass band-aid looking headband on your head. Bruh, Miles, what the fuck were you doing tonight, bruh? What the fuck were you doing tonight? You a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass. Old sideshow Bob ass. How you gonna steal 7.2K from us and bring back a punk ass 29 DraftKings points? 29? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And we're looking at you as one of the young up and coming players in this league, and you go out and you shit yourself. Horrible play. Horrible play. I don't even want to talk about this dude too much longer because if you fuck up with me one more time, you're gonna be dead to me. You're gonna be dead to me. Get your shit together, Miles. Get your shit together. Now that we've went ahead and jumped into those aspects of the show, the last thing I'm going to do before I sign off is go ahead and jump into my very best DraftKings lineup. I'm going to show you this just because I still, no matter if I'm going to do a complete show, the website goes dark, if we're relaunching, blah, 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 no matter the few things that I want you to do, I want you to know is I want you to know who I'm playing. Because when I tell you I'm playing somebody, I'm playing somebody. So this is my very best DraftKings lineup. I had quite a few hit over 300, which really wasn't like a major key tonight because, I mean, like we talked about, 372. Like, you needed to really ball out to get to the money. And you can see I had this lineup in a lot of different spots. I really liked it. Just to give you a quick look at my roster bills going in. Now, Kyle Lowry was somebody who I really liked. The price was up on a little bit, and I wanted to have some savings. That's why I had a little bit of Darren Williams. But once the news broke that we were not going to see, once the news broke that we weren't going to see Jokic, a lot of people got on Nurkic. So I immediately changed this lineup, came down from Miles Turner to Nurkic, right? So I'm tinkering, and I got Nurkic right here. So I get down to the end of the lineup because I've got Lowry, I've got Smart, I got Paul George, I got Anthony Davis, I've got CJ Miles, and I've got Carmelo Anthony. And I remember, Jeremy Lamb. I got to get Jeremy Lamb in there too, right? But the difference was I was like $100 off. Like, I couldn't afford Lamb, and Nurkic. So I had to move off of somebody. So I thought about it, and I said, this game is probably going to blow out. Nurkic ownership is going to be through the roof. How much do I really think Nurkic is going to score? Am I just pivoting to Nurkic because it's the new news that came out and everybody's going to do it? Or do I really think Nurkic is a good play? And I determined that, you know what, I probably could get similar production from Kelly Olynyk and then get to that value play that I really thought was going to be a real value play, Jeremy Lamb, because I already had Marcus Smart in there too. Because I did like Avery Bradley as well, but he wasn't in this lineup. So when the news came, I was like, yo, I like Marcus Smart. I think he's going to play. He can play just as well as Avery Bradley. I didn't expect that, but that's what happened. So we got 24 from Kelly Olynyk, but we got 36, I think, from Nurkic. So I did take a hit there. But Jeremy Lamb definitely would have scored more. Definitely scored more than the dude that I had in there. He had 29 DraftKings points. CJ Miles was somebody who I liked all day long. He had 25 DraftKings points. Carmelo shit the bed on me. My reasoning for rostering him was about an hour before lock, it came out that, oh, he has little shoulder tightness. I don't understand what's going on with that little shoulder tightness, but he's still gonna play. So I was like, sometimes they hit you with those little bullshit like, tweets and blurbs about a guy being injured. He's like, oh, his guy's nuts are hurting, or oh, he got the claps, and that's not gonna affect the fucking basketball game. And I didn't think that this was gonna affect him. I thought what it would do is pull people off of Carmelo Anthony, and it did. His ownership dropped, I know, from at least 15 to 20% from the hot streak he's been on. He ended up being 9% owned in most tournaments. So I got him at 9% owned and came back to bite me. Didn't have a good game. That's what you call getting caught stealing. I got caught stealing on that. 27.5 DraftKings points, not a great game from him. And Paul George has been underwhelming the entirety of this season. He is almost in that mid-tier of being a good player that will die to me. So this DraftKings lineup brought me back 310.5 DraftKings points, and it really saved my night. I did not end up doubling my buy-in, but I didn't lose anything. We made a couple dollars. That's what happened. So just to go ahead and do a quick reiteration, the website is going dark tomorrow. I know you've got NFL, NBA. I've got NFL stuff going on because my New York Football Giants are headed to Lambeau. We're going to go and beat the Green Bay Packers. Shout out to the New York Football Giants nation out there. And we got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. I know it's a Sunday, so we're going to take it easy. Remember, stack tomorrow. Don't try to cherry pick players. Find a couple point totals that you really like and stack them. So this has been your DFS Jerusalem, hitting you with this little short video. I don't get a lot of views on Sundays, so that's why I made this kind of short video. But y'all go ahead and have a really safe Sunday afternoon. Enjoy your football, enjoy your family, and the number one thing you can do with me is keep it 300.